Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I thought just before Ironman Wales I would take you through a run through of my bike setup for this weekend and what bike I'm using. So this is the Lapierre Aircode DRS 6.0. This is the Aero model for 2022 and it's my first road bike with discs and everything else. It's a big step up for me, and coming from a mountain bike background, yeah, it's really cool to see a lot of this enhancement which has come from the mountain bike world, such as disc brakes. But I thought quickly just to take you through some of the stuff I've done to take it from a road bike and try to adapt it into a TT bike, and that's been the aim this year, is to really make sure this is as aero as possible and give me as much advantage on the bike as possible, because this is my strongest discipline. So this is where I want to perform. So let's start with the frames. This is the fully carbon fibre Lapierre, like I said, 6.0. It retails for about £4,600 in the UK. This is the 6.0. I believe there's 3 models above this. So there's the one up from this which has Di2 Ultegra with the same wheel set. Then there's a Di2 Ultegra with a DT Swiss wheel set, and then they have the top of the range with the DRS and the top of the range wheel set as well. So this is on the lower level of the aero bike models, but still has all the advancements and the technology of the ones above it, but just different drivetrain, different wheels. Let's start with drivetrain then. So this is a Shimano Ultegra non-Di2, so cables, and the one thing I have changed for Ironman Wales is the cassette on the back. I've gone from a 1128, which I've been running most of the year, to a 1132. So I was going to go 30, but I thought just in case and as a precaution, as of how hilly Wales is, I'm going to put 1132 on. And not only that, because I come from a mountain bike background, my cadence is quite high. So my cadence is always averaging 95 to 100 because I'm used to spinning quick on a mountain bike. So I can afford to have an 1132 over 1130 because I know I'm going to spin very quickly. I don't need those sort of grinding gears. So I'm pretty happy with that. On the front we got 5236 on the front as well. So yeah, your average sort of drivetrain which comes on most Ultegra kits. Where should we go next? So let's go to the discs. Obviously that's Ultegra hydraulic disc as well. Quite cool to see coming from a mountain bike background. Nice to see some advancements in technology. I've had a load of road bikes before this and they've all been non-disc, and it is pretty terrifying in the wet. So yeah, I'm happy to see that. Where should we go next? We go to let's go to the Cockpit setup. So this is all new for me. Obviously I've done a bit of road racing in the past and some crit whilst training for mountain biking, but TT bars was a brand new thing for me and took me a while to get used to it. So I got the Zip, don't ask me the name, the Zip Aero bars, and I've got the Aero Coach wings just to keep my hands planted, and so that's easier to keep in a straight line and I can push against them, so it's a little bit nicer. With that then I got the profile design sort of hydration system on the top then, and I got my Wahoo mounted to that. I've had to cable tie it on because the rubber band that comes with it is pointless and it broke, so just be careful if you are going to buy one, make sure you've got some cable ties for it as well. So I've been loving that setup all year. Yeah, it's done me really well. I feel comfortable. I'm not super low because I put the risers on, but I want to get off of the bike feeling good to run, feeling like I can do a good average pace. So I didn't want to be too over the top, so I didn't really want to hurt my back and start to strain that before the marathon in Tenby. Let's go to tyres. I've kept the Schwalbe ones on there, the Schwalbe ones. I kind of like them. They're 28C, so they're nice and wide for Tenby, a bit more comfy, and a little bit easier on the sort of rough terrain which we have in Wales anyway. And it's running tubeless setup. So for my tubeless setup I'm running PT sealant, PT's tape and PT's valves, which you can see here from the front. I trust the PT stuff. I was racing on it in mountain biking for a couple of years, and the valves are actually just Chris King collaboration ones. So there's a spoke key on one and a valve core remover on the other. Hopefully I won't need them on the day, but it's pretty cool to have them on there, and I know I've got them on there just in case. And again, the sealant stuff, Fingers crossed it's going to work, but I've never had a problem with it whilst I was mountain biking. So if it works on the mountain bikes, hopefully it's going to work on the road bike, and no problem so far. Coming to my last purchase a couple of weeks back, I got a Toe Peak sort of top 2 storage compartment, so it's completely open. But what I'm going to do then is put my gels in there, as well as my back pocket, and maybe store some sachets or something in there as well. So it just means I can take some more. I'm very overcautious, and I always take too much food and gels, but it's a nice little storage compartment there, and it sort of reminds me to pick them up as well. Let's come to the seating area there, and where my bum is going to be for a couple of hours. Kept the standard seat which has come with the bike. It's very comfy, it's very close to the Specialized one I used before, so I'm pretty happy with that. I've raised it up a little bit and just dipped the seat a little bit more, so it's a little bit more comfy, because I am going to be on the bike for at least 6 to 6.5 hours, so just try to get comfy. And then behind then I've got the X-Lab pouch. In there then is all my tools. I've got tyre levers, I've got Allen keys, I've got 1 or 2 sort of just in case gels and stuff in there as well. And then I got the sort of fake bottle, and that's got 2 tubes in it as well, so all of my maintenance system is all here. I know where it is, and I'm not faffing around with any other part of the bike. So, and the cable ties and duct tape just in case, good to have. Bottles wise, I know I've got the hydration system, that's going to be full of electrolytes. And then I'm going to have my Scratch Labs bottles full of carb mix as well in here, so again a good mix of electrolytes and carbs throughout the day. And I mix that in then with some of the Scratch Labs bars, SIS gels, and some of the salt tabs as well. So hopefully that's going to get me through, and I'll have some in my pocket as well. So we've done the drivetrain, so let's come back to the rear of the bike. One of the biggest upgrades I've done, and that is the Easy Disc rear wheel disc cover. So it's not a full carbon disc, I couldn't afford one, but for just under £200 I've got an Easy Disc wheel cover. Does the job, does feel like it works if I'm honest. It's very difficult to tell, but I do feel like it gives you a bit more of an advantage. And then on race day I'll just put a sticker over the valve just to get a more couple of watts, like they say. So yeah, that's been a big upgrade. So that and the TT bars in the cockpit is a dramatic change for a road bike, and that's where I've done a lot of my upgrading, and obviously on the TT bars trying to adjust and get lower, or should I bring the TT bars back and forward. So I've done quite a lot of adjusting there and getting sort of my sort of framework on the bike correct, and my positioning hopefully quite well. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's my bike, and hopefully for Ironman Wales that will get me to the end of the bike, and hopefully get me on for a good marathon, or hopefully a good overall time. So if you see me out in Ironman Wales, give us a cheer, and hopefully I'll see you there at the start line and at the finish. So good luck everyone, and we'll see you there.